Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Aaron. I'm the Brick Scavenger. It's a cold, wintry day outside here in Indiana. I just got back from the Lego store. We're going to do a quick comparison of the old plastic cylindrical cups that they used to use and my first try at using the paper Pick-a-Brick cups. I ended up getting 9 of these boxes today. Let's take a quick look in comparison to see how they compare. All right, filling up this cup to the max here with water. That's about full right there. All right, let's see if I can efficiently pour this in here. Probably not, but, oh yeah, not bad, not bad. We're gonna go over? Yeah, we're gonna go over. So that's gonna make it a little tougher. I guess technically we have to fill this thing up because I know some people do that to get that water in there. So we'll pour that in there too. So that kind of counts for the little extra space right there. So what does that give us? That gives us, boy, this isn't gonna be, wow, look at this. Can you see that? We are at almost dead on 1,000 milliliters. Not a perfectly accurate measurement with this unit, but let's call it 1,000 milliliters. Okay, for those that don't know, a milliliter is the same thing as a cubic centimeter. So if we measure the length, width, and height of this box in centimeters, multiply it together, we should be able to compare it to the volume of the cup. I've got 18.3 centimeters. I've got 9.1 centimeters, might be 9.2. And then the height of this thing is 5.5 centimeters, maybe off by a tenth here or there. But that multiplied together is going to give us 916 cubic centimeters, which technically by letter of the law suggests that this thing is probably slightly smaller in volume than the big Pick-a-Brick cup. But a couple things to note. One, obviously water packs together better than anything you're ever going to be able to do with plastic, even with the smallest pieces. You are going to leave air volume in the cup when you're packing that round cylinder plastic cup together with plastic bricks. So there's no way you're gonna pack it perfectly efficiently like you would water. Obviously, you're not gonna pack this perfectly efficiently either, but with 90-degree angles here, plus a little bit of play, right, this way, you're gonna be able to actually probably get more into this and have a little more leeway here than you would with the rigid plastic that is the cylindrical cup. And obviously the pieces being 90-degree angles frequently allow you to more efficiently pack in this thing if you want to take the time to do it. All right, so comparison number one, I'm really not willing to push the limits much. I don't know. I don't really like doing that. So this is about as much as I was willing to push the limits on a box full of 1x2 bricks. So here they are. This didn't really close very well without the sticker, but it was close. So that's about as much as you're gonna fit into one of these boxes. Let's see if it'll fit in the cup. I'm not willing to, I'm not gonna be able to pour this very well, so let's just scoop some in. I'm not willing to spend the time to actually stack these up. Obviously, you can do a lot better. But by just pouring some into the box versus pouring them into a cup, let's see. Maybe now it'll go. Oh, I'm gonna make a mess still. We're close here. Let's see which one will hold more with no effort to efficiently pack them other than a little shaking. It's gonna be real close. Here we go. Throwing them all over the place. All right, so very clearly, there's no way that I would have been willing to put that, where's the lid? Here it is. Me being sort of the honest, well, it's pretty close. Look at that, pretty darn close. I probably would not have been willing to ask them to tape that. Call me a square, but it's pretty darn close. So I would say that is about as equivalent as it possibly gets in terms of inefficient packing. All right, test number 2. This box, again, is just barely pushing the limits. Let's see. This is these magenta flowers, which I'm gonna need for something here. Let's put a few of these in here and see how we did coefficient-wise. Obviously, stacking these isn't gonna do you a lot of good, maybe a little good, but not a lot. Let's see how we did packing these in. It's probably, again, box is better. I'm going to spill them all over the place trying to do this. But, oh yeah, throwing them everywhere. But if you take a look, again, I would not have been willing to do that and then ask them to tape it. It's just not where I'm at. So I think the box was perhaps slightly better at most. All right, another test. These pieces should be smaller, I think. These are some flowers. And again, I don't push the limits, but let's see how many of these little petal things would fit into this cup. Forgive me for being slow. There's no way with one hand I could pour from the box into this cup, and I'm throwing them everywhere. Man, you get a lot of these flowers for $16, so that's pretty good. Wouldn't want to buy these by the piece on Bricklink. No way. If you are looking for these flower pieces and you can't find them on the Pick-a-Brick wall, I would not recommend that you buy them by the piece on Bricklink unless you're, for some reason, really desperate for time, because they're going to be wildly overpriced on Bricklink. My recommendation would be to go to Lego's website and buy them by the piece, where you can get them for probably 5, maybe 6 cents, depending on color, on the Lego website. I do a lot of shopping on Bricklink, but paying for foliage by the piece, not highly recommended. All right, once again, not even close. I've still got some like spilled all over the counter here. And again, no way would I be willing to kind of like do that. I know some people do. I don't blame people that do, but I'm just not willing to do that. So again, box is better. All right, so overall conclusion, as you would expect, they're about the same. Lego's not stupid. They know what they're doing. They made the paper box roughly the same as the cup. But my conclusion is that in terms of packing efficiently, it's actually better. The paper box is actually better. Using the 90-degree angles allows you to more efficiently pack the 90-degree bricks and plates into the cardboard box than these plastic cylinders. You're just gonna leave a lot of space in here because it's really hard to get 90-degree bricks into this rounded cylinder. So is it technically slightly smaller? Probably, based on the math that we did today. But I'm telling you, you're gonna get more stuff into this if you're willing to take the time than you would the cylinders. So I support it. I'm thrilled that they made the change. Hope you guys find something good on your Pick-a-Brick wall coming up soon. We'll see you next time on the Brick Scavenger channel.